Hey everyone, it's someone that's no one here today, and we're here to talk about why lean sucks. I made a smoke sesh a while back talking about why weed sucks, and shouts out to Meth God for leaving the suggestion to turn this into a little series. I'll leave the weed version in the description if you're interested, but I want everyone to remember, this is mainly going to come from my personal subjective point of view, so it may vary from user to user on some of these reasons. But my first point, or what I want to talk about first, is codeine and lean. I want to get this straight because some people don't even think about this, but some people just kind of will just consider codeine lean, which I wouldn't say this is necessarily wrong from what I've seen. Common drug culture, for the most part, focuses on codeine to be the main active ingredient, while I see like more seasoned users or like hip hop in general tends to focus on whether it contains promethazine in it. When it has promethazine, it's a much more sedating high because it's a antihistamine. Codeine, an opioid, it's made for mild pain relief. Now, I'm just telling you guys this because most of my experience comes from just codeine, as promethazine isn't as easy to come by in my case. So, my first point, it is really fucking weak. Now, I've had experience with stronger narcotics like that of hydrocodone, for example, and codeine, after I've gotten used to it and kind of just seen what it was about, become familiar with the high, I thought it was, not as strong as an opioid. Often I would resort to combining things with this, like kratom, diphenhydramine, weed, being an absolute must to have an enjoyable experience. But don't get me wrong, it did go when it did go. My second point, a lot of the time, I would get this shit with APAP. Okay, so if you don't know what APAP is, or acetaminophen, it's your common over-the-counter pain reliever, like straight up Tylenol. They put it in tons of other drugs as well, just kind of an additive to promote more pain relief, but also to prevent abuse. Because if you weren't aware, if you take, I believe, around 4 grams of this stuff, it can wreck your liver and you might die. So for obvious reasons, I didn't want that shit to happen, so sometimes I couldn't always get that dose I was looking for. My third point, itching, and this is iffy because I have a different opinion on it and it developed over time. I'm only putting this here because it happened to me when I kind of first got into it. I really didn't enjoy it and found it to be one of the few flaws of the drugs, but with time, it's one of the pros now. It's an enjoyment as an effect of physical euphoria around the body, and it's pretty nice. The fourth point, it's very over glamorized. You guys should know what I'm talking about with this. Hip hop has such a liking for lean for the longest fucking time, and I feel like the guys who really put it out there probably had to be 3 6 Mafia. And I want you guys to know, I don't really think this stuff is great in a similar way cocaine isn't great. It's a party drug, and the same thing basically applies here. It's mainly used to symbolize that type of culture, more so I guess in a drowsy way. But what sucks is that it can easily lead to abuse, not only by the rappers, but it could influence their fans too. And my fifth, final point, just a little list here to end it off. So this stuff is really situational stuff, and it may not pop up for you. It really does depend. Now, I've used this as a party drug, and normally if you are at a party, you kind of want to hook up with someone or something. But when I'm off this stuff, I feel like zero motivation to actually do this. And that's kind of the effect of an opioid. It decreases your sexual desires. Another thing that maybe is the taste. I've tried a decent variety of different bottles and colors, and some of them just kind of taste like ass. And even when you do set it up with Sprite and Jolly Ranchers, sometimes it's just like drinking cough medicine flavored soda. Another thing, but not normally a problem, is the appetite suppression, which I can just smoke some weed. So there's my little rant on why lean sucks. What are the negatives? What can happen? And there you go. I believe I covered most of them anyways, most that many people would face. If I'm missing anything, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this or have a suggestion for another substance and why it sucks, if you want to see me to do that, just drop a comment below. I got you, no problemo. So it's been someone that's no one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.